folks, it's Sarah. Today I'm out on Lake Pend Oreille in Sandpoint, Idaho with this beautiful view and 12 cook stoves. And today I have featured next to me the Heco 520 and the JA Roby Gemini, and I'm going to do a product comparison for you guys. Now these might look like completely opposite cook stoves, and why would I do a comparison on them? But I'm going to tell you why. This JA Roby Gemini actually has a massive firebox on it that produces about between 90 to 100,000 BTUs, depending on the type of wood that you're burning. That's actually going to be the same rating as this Heco 520, which is also rated between 90 and 100,000 BTUs. So even though the stove might look smaller, it definitely is up there in the heat output, and it is one of the largest cook stoves that we sell on the market. So I'm going to give you guys a product comparison. The Heco over here is built by the Amish, so it does have a variety of options that the JA Roby stoves don't offer. That's going to be a variety of hot water options. So you do have the option to add in a rear water reservoir onto the stove. That would not plumb into anything. That's just going to be a spigot that you manually open and close, and you'll manually fill those tanks through the top with the removable lids. You can also add in a water coil into the firebox here that would allow you to plumb the system into your domestic hot water so you can wash your dishes, take showers, and baths. So that's really an excellent feature. The Heco model does also have the option to burn coal, and none of the JA Robys are going to have that coal burning option. Okay, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. You do have a variety of cooktop options available on the Heco. This one featured here is going to be the solid cooktop. As far as the baking oven goes, you do have a nice large baking oven on the Heco here, but the Gemini is also really pretty comparable in size with the baking oven. So I do want to mention that for you as well. You do have the flue pipe that runs through the baking oven here on the Gemini, and on the Heco you have a different design because the smoke is actually going to flow underneath, up across the top, and then out the rear of the flue stack. All right, and here you don't have that same smoke circulation, so you're not going to have the same kind of clean out because all of your smoke and everything is going to be contained within the chimney pipe, which is going straight up the flue stack. JA Roby really does an excellent job with the tightness of their air control. I would say that I can damper down the JA Roby to a lower heat setting and get like a finer air tune control than what I can actually get with the Heco. But the Heco does have a variety of other different options like we discussed. When it comes down to baking and doing the cooktop over here, you are going to have much more options for cooking, okay? With this JA Roby Gemini, the cooktop honestly doesn't get that hot, and I was never able to actually boil any type of water on the stove. If you were doing a slow simmer, something like that, maybe that you were like cooking for like all day long, you know, slow cook, you could definitely do something like that. Or this oven gets plenty hot. I was cooking like soups and stuff, honestly, inside the oven, and that was no problem because the oven is huge. You could easily fit a big Dutch oven in there. So it really depends on the type of cooking that you're doing. If you're looking to have a variety of cooktop temperatures, then the Heco is definitely going to take the cake on that. If you're tight on space, though, you're looking for a big heater and to have some cooking options, the Gemini is definitely where it's at. Another feature that the Gemini has that's going to be unique over the Heco is that the Gemini does have the ability to add in a convection room blower. So that would be like a 110 blower that's going to plug right in your wall. And that's really, really going to crank the heat out. I mean, this stove cranks the heat out without any type of blower. When you add on that blower, it's like a furnace for real. Really cranks it out. Now, the JA Roby stove is EPA approved. That's the only way that we're able to add on that blower, because any cook stove that's a cook stove that's EPA exempt is not legally allowed to have a room blower, okay? So basically, JA Roby are some of the few EPA approved cook stoves on the market, so they're going to be some of the few available with those blower options. And then anything by the manufactured by the Amish doesn't tend to have any, electrical power requirements. So that is my product comparison for you guys between the Heco 520 and the JA Roby Gemini stove. If you guys like my videos, please don't forget to give me that thumbs up. Click the subscribe button in the corner of the channel. Thanks so much for watching. God bless. Have a wonderful day.